Why is China and various other central banks, why are they buying huge amounts of gold? Is there a connection to the US dollar losing its value and possibly replace the US dollar with gold and other commodities? Yeah, so lots of central banks, lots of nations have been purchasing gold. India has been doing that. China is purchasing tremendous amounts of gold. Uh, I think China has been purchasing large amounts of gold the past 16, 17 months. Almost every month they're spending $1 billion or so on gold. And yeah, so what does it mean? China is not only stocking up on gold, it is stockpiling all kinds of essential commodities like oil and iron ore and copper and cobalt and various rare earths and whatnot. Everything you can imagine. Nuclear weapons, haha, grain or and food materials. China is stockpiling everything. So when does somebody stockpile stuff in this manner? Remember the horrible days of the 2020s, early 2020s, 2020, 21, 22, the pandemic, the lockdowns. Everybody has gone through this. You would stockpile all non-perishable food items. You would stockpile tinned foods. You know, I mean, depending on where you are. In the West, in the US, people were stockpiling tons of toilet paper. So when you are stockpiling, it indicates your mindset that you feel like you're under siege, and you feel like it's a very abnormal situation out there, and the future could be dangerous and bad. That's when you stockpile stuff. So why is China stockpiling everything? It could indicate that they may be preparing for war when it comes to, well, the only war. What are the possible wars that China could fight? One is an invasion of Taiwan. Second is conquer various Philippine islands and Japanese islands in the South and East China Sea. That's the second war China could fight. And the third war it could fight could be with India in the Himalayas. So it's either India, it's either the South and East China Sea versus Philippines and Japan, or it's Taiwan. So these are the three possibilities. Which one is correct? We don't know. But yes, it's not just China, it's many other nations that are stockpiling various kinds of things, especially gold. So there is always the fear when it comes to any responsible nation that it's very well known that the US dollar is a paper currency, it's a fiat currency, it doesn't have any real value. The only strength that the US dollar has, it depends entirely on the US military strength and the US ability to project power across the world. And that is the only thing that keeps the US dollar the world's reserve currency. So yeah, I mean, it is always good to take precautions, okay? And yeah, obviously, if you have significant reserves of gold, it means that your currency also has some actual value that backs it up. So these are the reasons why you're doing this. And there's always the danger of future economic shocks and economic downturn. The global economy isn't doing very well. Lots of nations are entering a phase of recession or near recession. Economic growth globally is stagnant and sluggish. India is the only bright spot out there, but India also has to take precautions.